All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening with a short message, and it will be short. Just want to kind of cover some things about the power of the wrath of the Most High Yah and how things are going to really pan out in the days to come. And like I say, during that Sabbath time, I really got educated by the Ruach about why things are being created here on the earth and why they're creating things and doing things in almost like preparation. See, we thinking they doing it, for whatever's going on in on the earth and to allow them to do what they want to do to the people or do to the land or to do to the country. But the Father is showing me that it's bigger than that. It's even them with their state of mind that He has allowed them to reach a level where they could create what they have created and develop the things that they have developed. And in it, y'all, guess what? He said they couldn't have done it without Him. He said they could not have done it without Him. So when He spoke to me, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, about how Satan desire, you know how He said Satan told Yeshua told Peter, Satan desired to sniff you out. When the Father told me Satan desired to go even a higher level. Okay. And to me, I know y'all might not understand it, but that's frightening to me, because what I'm seeing in the spirit realm as well as the natural, if he go any higher in what they are doing, these people on this earth is in some trouble, because all the things that they are doing, to me, is pretty deep. And if they are talking about and desiring to be or to step into a deeper level, then to me, that's very dangerous, y'all. And I'm grateful to the Father that He said to me that He wasn't going to allow him to move to any other level. He has set the boundaries, meaning before the foundation of the world, all the boundaries, everything was set according to His will. Satan can't come and ask if He would allow him to move further in other things that they got planned and moving into other higher steps. A lot of you all sit back and you live your life and you're just as happy as you want to be. But for me to hear that from the Father, I was like, so all this time I'm seeing what they doing and I'm looking at it like, wow, Father, they doing it. Yes, they are. I was hurt to find out that they had developed how to clone back in the 30s, 1930. They master cloning back in 1930. And the man that was explaining how they did it, he was just smiling, y'all, and laughing. He thought it was so funny. Oh, man, he thought it was so funny. And this is where their mindset is at. The things that they have gotten away with, you all, we thinking that, oh, they didn't got away with that. They eating kids. They taking all kind of blood and all. We looking at all of that. And a lot of people here on the earth, it doesn't move them no way. It's just nothing about darkness move darkness. And I learned that. And I'm still learning from that, because I be wanting people to I don't be wanting them to, but I be hoping people can see these things. But what I learned, they really can't. And the reason why they can't see it is because they're still in darkness, and they see nothing unusual about the darkness that's on the face of the earth. The darkness represent a high level of evil and wicked. But when you get so used to hearing it and seeing it, it becomes numb to you, and it becomes the norm. So I can imagine, because the things that I'm looking in and I'm seeing, I just can't even believe that human beings would stand back and have no words, no judgment, no, don't do that. We're not gonna do that. So what? You got all the money in the world. We ain't going for it. This country here, they let them do any and everything. I know you all have heard what they now starting. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's just something I heard. They're gonna start adding something else to the gas that we put in our car. And see, the people stand back and say nothing. They don't have no problem with the choices that the elites are making. It's like, oh, that's okay. It'll be all well. And they already did the study, already know that it's going to ruin people's cars, but still, they say, and they only want it for the month of May because it's something in it. See, what people really don't care to know is where we are at is to make you fully liable. I mean, not you fully trusting in them. They have to break everything and take everything from you. That's the only way they're going to be able to get really what they're looking for. And they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. And the things that they're doing is what's deep for me, to be in the wilderness and see them actually doing these things and no one's saying anything about it. But I guess in me, I always thought okay, if enough people come together and say something, it might not stop them, but it slow their plans. But I noticed this country, okay, all darkness, all wicked, all evil. It's like they put the box where it says no wicked and evil, yes or no. They put yes. Let's rumble with that. Yes. And I'm sitting here, a student of the Ruach HaKodesh, and from the level of the wilderness, seeing this not just in the spiritual view, but in the natural. And I noticed that in the natural, no one seems to see it for what it is, and it's okay. So, like I say, during my Sabbath time, I got an opportunity to really sit back and understand and understood that the Most High got such a time period where he's going to show his wrath, or it's called terrible day, and the day of Yah's wrath, and the day of Yah. And I sat back and I said, Father, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Amos, who is that? Joel, and all the way down, even Daniel. They all was talking about the day of you. And I'm like saying, wait a minute. The day of you, and guess what I learned? There wasn't a 3 days of darkness. There's no such thing. Okay? It was what they took out of Exodus. They took that 3 days of darkness, and because, like I just got through telling you, this world, especially this country, they feed into darkness. They feed into the things that's not true. It's like that's all they desire is the lie. I'm comfortable with the lie. I'm comfortable with darkness. I'm comfortable with wicked. I'm comfortable with evil. And this is where they rest their ears, their eyes, and their mind, and their heart in. Those things. So I'm like saying, so you mean to tell me you're coming to this earth like this? And all of the elites that runs the four corners already know how y'all gonna rumble. And I'm like saying, wait a minute, hold up. No wonder when the heavens and the earth took one look at your face on your throne, they took off running. The heavens with an S and the earth took one look at he that sat on the throne and they took off running. They took out of there. They gone. So as he was explaining it to me, that when he come, he gonna do so much showing up and showing out to where the whole earth is gonna know he coming. How could the earth know you coming? Father, how could the sun know that you got a day? How could the moon, Father, know that you got a day? How could the stars sit wait for your day? How could the evil of the evil of the evil already trying to prepare for your day? But the people, Father, the people have no idea how you rumble. Have none whatsoever idea of the way he's coming. The sea know he's coming. The heavens know that he's coming. The whole earth know that he's coming. And he's going to rumble. But when you ask the people, no one talks about how he going to rumble. He said it to every prophet, y'all. Every prophet. You mean to tell me nobody ever read what the prophets have said about in that last day of Yahweh's wrath, or in that end day of the wrath of Yah, in that terrible day of the Most High Yah? You mean to tell me no preacher, no priest, no bishop, no apostle, no prophet, no prophetess, no Maureen, no seers, no watchman can't even describe how you gonna rumble? But how do the earth know it? How do the sea know you gonna come down like that? How do the trees know you gonna rumble like that? The sun is waiting for that day. The moon is waiting for that day. The stars are waiting for that day. The elites of darkness and wicked and evil at its highest already know you're going to pull up in that day. But the people know nothing. To me, stuff like that is just off the chain. I was reading back in I think it was in Joel, where it is said that they already knew that there was a people, and what they did to the people was what they should not have did. They already knew they shouldn't have. You ain't gonna get nobody on nobody's place of worship, minister, preach, or teach that the whole wicked world knew everything, and the people know it nothing. Why? Why was that like that? Why is that? So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, hold up, Father, y'all, what's all these days you pulling up? What's all this? Wait a minute, who is this army coming with you? Wait a minute. Hold up. It's not talking about him using his right hand. Oh, no, baby. That's what I'm telling y'all. Him just coming down. It's enough for you to realize, send me to the grave. The reason why the elites are preparing robots, they think they're going to have something to defeat the army of the Most High Yah. See, a lot of y'all waiting for a war that comes at the end where he unloose Satan from the bottomless pit, and Satan stands before him, and he charged Satan to go and tell everybody, come to the battlefield. Satan is to deceive them to come to the battlefield. And you know how I think he's going to deceive them to come to the battlefield? He's going to get them to think that you're going to be able to get Israel and Judah off Mount Zion. That's what I think he's going to get. That's how he's going to deceive them. All that they have up there, you know y'all can't touch it. But if you come on, I'm guaranteed you, it's yours. And I think they're going to get the whole world. It's not so much as Satan, it's the Father allowing him up just to deceive them to come to the battlefield. What's going on in the battlefield? The Father is going to rain fire to kill every last one. So when all of them are dead, you still dealing also with Israel and Jerusalem and the strangers still in Mount Zion. A lot of y'all don't understand. Many of them there, okay, are going to go to the kingdom with the Father. I believe all of them. Because he ain't bringing them to Mount Zion for nothing. Okay? For 1,000 years, come on now. He ain't bringing them there for nothing. He ain't going to clean them up and give them that heart in the spirit and that heart in the flesh. Give them a new name, a new spirit. Oh, no, he ain't doing all that for nothing. So when Satan come out, he's going to convince the world to come, all of them that's left, to the battlefield. Now, a lot of people try to mess everybody up to not know that now the Father, he coming before them. Once he get Israel up in Mount Zion, he's coming down, y'all. He's coming down. The Father is coming off the throne. And when I hear it, I say, how is it all the prophet knew that? You coming down like that. The sun know you coming. The moon know you coming. The stars know you coming. All the wicked of the wicked know you coming. But the people know nothing. The wrath of Yah, when it comes, everything on the earth is giving up a purpose. Because when he comes, everything has to bow down. But you think mankind gonna do? They're gonna bow? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But it's this only time he's coming in that way is when it's time for what you call, and the strangest thing, it seems as if he's doing it more than once. When you hear all the prophets, all of them say he's going to do it. I'm like saying, is this more than once you're going to do this or what? But every time each one of them said it, they explained how the sun is going to give up its brightness and be darkened. How the moon going to give up its shine and be darkness. The stars going to all fall out the sky. Do you see the point I'm making? That he is wanting us to understand. Hold on 1 minute. I'm on live. Anything wrong? No. You want me to call you right back? Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. So Everything's going to have to give up. So I'm like looking at this. I said, Father, the wind, do y'all know that the way the prophets gave me the description and how things are going to be when he stepped down? All of us should be rejoicing. All of us should be glad. This is what we should be teaching. Because this is truly, when you see them created CERN, you think Eli created them robots for nothing? You think the laser system in space and all that stuff they prepared was for nothing? They really thinking that they are preparing for something. And people on this earth don't have a clue that he that's on the throne gonna take one foot and put it on the earth. And everything is gonna give up its thunder. And what are we doing? This is what we should be glorifying him. This is what we should be magnifying him about. The day of your wrath, Father. And then different prophets talk about it's called a terrible day of Yah. But wait a minute. Y'all sitting here. Wait a minute. All this about the terrible day. And he turns around and lets you know he's going to destroy them like it's nothing. Be thinking, like, I know y'all haven't heard anything, but some of you might have, where now the United States got this thing about the Ethiopian Bible. Don't trust in that y'all. Don't trust in that mess. Don't trust in nobody's Bible. And they bringing it to the United States, and they already done added to it, y'all. I don't know why those people allow them to even go get whatever they had. You ain't got nothing either. Because if you ain't got him in you, it don't matter what book or the original you have. It ain't going to mount up to be a rat's behind. And that's what people don't understand. But the United States been over in Ethiopian. But you know what I found out? I'm pulling up and reading. Wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. Why you say you're going to destroy Ethiopia? The land of Ethiopia and the people. What? Now, I already know that they ain't who certain people tend to believe it because they just want everybody to be something. I think it's important you better know who you are than trying to get everybody that same melanated and calling everybody all this and all that. I think everybody needs to get out of that because that ain't going to mean nothing. It ain't going to mean nothing. Because I was hearing him talking about in Mount Zion and taking them in Mount Zion. I heard him say, but I'm going to destroy the transgressors who transgressed against me. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Now, I know that's in Isaiah, but this here was somewhere else. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. They ain't teaching that. So the thing about it is we learning to have a relationship one-on-one with him ourselves. And I think that's going to be important. And you know, that's what I heard him saying how those who have been faithful over a little, he was talking about how I'm gonna have you over many. And then that time he's speaking of is in Mount Zion. Yes. I'm I'm like, wow. You see? It's just so many things that's actually going to take. And y'all, want me to tell y'all something? You know why you know it makes sense? Because it is said that we're going to be there for a long time. You see? A long, long time. So this is why we're going to get a new heart in the spirit and a new heart in the flesh. Because we're going to be there a long time. Because if we're not going to be there, it's a lot of things he said he's doing, and he said he was doing. That's why he said he was going to pour out his spirit on all of what? Those that's in Mount Zion. And he didn't take away from the strangers. He said, I'm going to pour out on my spirit on them too. So that's why it says, and he's going to pour out his spirit on all mankind. He's talking about when he get them in Mount Zion and clean them up, he going to pour his spirit out upon them. You see, it ain't going to be Judah or Israel or Russia. It's going to be all mankind that are residing in Mount Zion. You see, and there is going to be order. So I'm thinking, okay, once my mission here, either I sleep or I go, but that ended. Now it makes sense why he keep visiting me and giving me information all the time. He keep teaching me and revealing things to me. It all makes sense. It doesn't end here, y'all. It doesn't end here. And if you ain't doing nothing here, I'm sure he ain't got nothing ready for you there. Because I think this is the preparation. This is where he allowed you to step in the purpose that he birthed you from before the foundation of the world. And from what I can see from the wilderness level, ain't nobody willing to do that. And I see it. And I'm like, where they at? You see? So I believe that a lot of people are not even geared to even wanting to step in that realm. They just wanting to be able to get over there. You see? But a lot of people have no idea. You might not even live to make it there. You see? So I'd rather start now where I stand with him, in the relationship with him, than to wait. Because what I'm seeing, and then it's showing you that the wicked, the darkness, they know he coming. Now, how could the stars know? Everybody else know, but the people here don't. The reason why I say the people here don't know is because you don't see no preparation. Nobody teaching it. It's just too many places, y'all. We got more in this country, more churches we got 2 or 3 churches on one corner. You see? You got, even if it's a storefront, you got too many places of worship. Look at all these people on YouTube. And 99.9 ain't telling you nothing. But it ain't stopping them from getting on here and portray they doing something. You see? So just like all the churches, they're all on the corner, but what are they doing? What are they saying? What are they teaching? What are they preaching? What is they ministering? Are they giving the people what they need? Now, I do know that there's going to be a journey that we're going to go on. And I do know that once we come out, y'all going to bring us into Mount Zion. But we're going to also have help. He's going to use what is said to be the Gentiles, our oppressors. They're going to take us somewhere or another up to that mountain, that Mount Zion. So it ain't going to be based on, they're going to have what it takes to get us there. Let's put it like that. And they're doing it because they too have been grafted into us. Now, what do you mean? They've been grafted into the root. The root is spirit. Okay? This is why they're going to float in so easily. Because they're already in there in the eyes of Yah. In the eyes of us, no. But in the eyes of Yah, they're already in there. Just like the moon, the sun, and the star already know he coming. I was looking, I'm sitting here trying to make some sense out of what people know it already, yes. The one that you would think should know it, they know it. And he have already judged them from what he know they know already. So when I was thinking, why would Elon make all those robots? Why are they making all these things? Because that laser from space, I can't stand that thing. I cannot stand that thing. That thing can destroy anything on Earth at a blink of an eye. At a blink of an eye. What was that for? You think it's about wars with Russia and China? No. Even themselves are also preparing for the battle. Yeah. They know he coming off the throne. They know he coming off the throne. They know he's coming off the throne. But before he come, he's gonna make sure that Mount Zion, Jerusalem and Judah and the strangers are over to the promised land, not to the promised land, in Mount Zion. He's gonna make sure they over there. But he also said to them, you'll see me cut up. From the level of Mount Zion, we're gonna see his mighty hand. We're gonna see his work of his wrath. It's a terrible day. Tribulation, we're gonna go through the tribulation, but he's gonna save us out of it. We're gonna get saved out of it. Does that mean everybody? No. No. But in it, he's going to save us out of it. But right after that tribulation, it's on. Because it's almost like battle time. And see, with me, I'm going to tell you what I did. I'm sitting here hearing him talking about these horsemen and these men they moving in a way, they working with each other and they moving in the same direction, and they don't lose their rank. And when they fall on the sword, it don't kill them. They just still doing what they supposed to do. Find out that's the army of Yah. And I'm gonna say, what they doing down here? What mean? Hold on. They climbing on walls, climbing on top of buildings, climbing into windows, going into houses, and they going at a top speed. And I'm like, what are they looking for? What are they doing? And they cannot die. I'm like, is that the robots from Elon Musk? That's the first thing I thought. Oh, it's some of them giants they gonna build, or them clone people they gonna make. See, y'all don't understand why they making clones. See, they using it because they are executing people and putting the clone in place of them. Okay. Now, like with me, I do know that, like, for instance, I believe, this is me, Beyonce is not Beyonce. Without no doubt. I believe that. With no doubt. I believe many of them are not the original. They're gone. Okay? They are really gone. I believe that the level of what this world think only at the level of technology, no, they're beyond that. Why? Do anybody know why they are beyond that? Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you right. Because they know that he coming. So they got to do something and create things beyond the earth. Because like I told y'all, it was 5 years ago when I realize that those houses and those forest fires was not started by no fire. It was coming from space. And I made so many videos about it. I just got so tired and so beat up about it. I said, and the people, and why I get beat up is because I be wanting people to talk about it and say, well, yeah, I can see it, I understand it, and then they can break it down. You can't see it, just like you can't seem to get nobody. So you got to go, well, okay, next. So every time there was a fire and how they destroyed those houses in California, and yeah, if there is a fire, okay, how is it you still have green trees in a forest if there's a fire that destroyed the forest? But then you got some green trees still standing up. Because the laser, when it beamed down, it's a beam downer. And then it sets things on fire, and then everything else catch on fire. But sometimes when it's just beaming down, it might not be able to cause all the trees and the greenery of the trees to burn. Let's take, for instance, when they was burning the houses in California. When the beam down to the house, why is the house still got trees in the backyard? When the house is pure dust. The house is not getting burnt down. The laser is bringing a certain type of heat that brings it to power. This is why it's not burning the trees in the front yard and in the backyard. Stuff like that, I'll be waiting for people to come on, people, pull up and tell what you see, but you can't seem to get nobody to see nothing. So I just assumed that people's out here along with the darkness and the evil and wicked. They see it to be fun. Oh, guess what happened? Even the people in California, they know them houses wasn't burned up like that. They know. And this is what I'm learning. The Father is saying, you be surprised, Deborah, how many know, but they like to know it in the dark. They don't want no part in the light. They want only knowing what they know in the dark, and they want to keep it there. So I'm like saying, so the darkness know that you coming. Yeah, they know. That's why they preparing all this stuff that they are preparing for, because they thinking that they're going to be still able to do what they want to do and how they want to do it. And they have no win, and they know they're not going to win. But he said they think they're going to be able to, get away with it. I don't think they think. How do they think they're gonna get away with it when they up there begging him to let them do another, him to move his boundaries? So what makes you think you're gonna get away with it? I don't think they know. I think they know they ain't gonna get away with it. But what marvels them, I believe, is the fact that they have taken over the world and done all things to the people on this earth, and they haven't said nothing. And because that's the way I see it in the wilderness. I'm like, Father, why ain't the people saying nothing? Like, say, for instance, anything happen in the world, if people complain about it, it'll slow the process. That's how I see it. But the way I would think it, but from the way I'm seeing is that the people are so rooted into darkness, they almost with them. It's almost like they right on that side where they at. And that's just that. Anybody have any questions? Or even maybe a thought? Anybody? Now I'm going to show you another one. I'm going to show y'all, okay, the heart's gone turned cold. Do you think it was ever hot? Listen to this. In Joel chapter 3. In Joel chapter 3, Egypt, and verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be desolated, a desolated wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah. See, Judah had no idea it was not about the whole house of Israel. The only one suffered was the dumb ones, Judah. And they're the only one out here trying to branch the 12 tribes. The Father didn't tell them to do that. But this is showing you the stupidity. And because they reside in so much stupidity, they can't seem to really grip the truth of the whole matter of anything. And this is why they're wrong about what they're teaching and how they are teaching it. Now, listen to this. In Joel chapter 3 and verse 19. Now, why do Joel know? Why do they know this? But you today, they don't. The people today don't. I don't get it. Joel chapter 3 and verse 19. Egypt shall be desolation. And not Egypt. And Edom shall be desolate. It shall be the desolated wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah. Not Israel, not Jerusalem, but Judah. See, they knew all the time. But why is Judah still going in a circle trying to prove something that is revealing to them? That stuff like that to me shows some mental issue, because it shows you that they were fully aware. Because here is him telling the prophet Joel, explaining why Yah is coming down like he coming down. Because of this right here. Now it says here, because for the violence against the children of Judah, because they shed innocent blood in their land. So y'all coming for them. Now, who is that talking? An old way back in what y'all call the Old Testament, Joel, a prophet. How did he know? What is it that's going on that the people that's living in this day and time gives a rat behind about what is happening, what shall happen, what is going to take place? This is what I've been saying to y'all for many years. It's strange to me how nobody has nothing, no movement, no action, no words, no talk, no ministry, no preaching, no teaching, nothing. Now, right here, it's already telling you that the Father is going to destroy them for just that reason alone. Judah. Why don't Judah know that? To that level. They don't. They don't. They so busy trying to convince somebody that we are the true Jews, not understanding mentally that you are the true fool. Because things have always been right there, and you never had the mindset. So I think of that heaviness of stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. And then I heard the Father was saying something to Judah, how your sin increase. Instead of decreasing, your sin increasing. And I'm like saying, why won't they focus on that? That, okay, y'all, we've been here 400 and some years. Let's own what we did and how we treat this creator before we go on and continue to blame somebody because of where we at. That's why they won't own up to the fact that ain't nobody brought them here as to be a reason of their own. It was the Father who allowed it. And because we reject the will of the Father and the way, had we not reject why we were over here and how do we get here and who called the order, If we didn't reject it, guess what? We'll know why. Even to today, they find just reason to deny him. Then I begin to read about how it's all there before them, but yet they can't comprehend it. I really don't know what to say about in this day and time. I really don't. And in him just let me know all these times, all these prophets, Father, saying the same thing. Why ain't the fear on nobody? Why ain't nobody gripping you coming like that? You gonna rumble like that? The elites building up and doing things, fighting, getting their stuff prepared for you. The sun and the moon and the stars already know they're gonna have to give up their thunder. But the people, too much darkness in the land, I believe, is what people focus on. I think that's just it. Just too much darkness. The heart's gonna turn cold. The Father's controlling. The atmosphere. Is it magnifier? Electricity comes from Yah. We'll turn off the power. So you think that he's going to turn off the power because him's coming down. Him coming down. Because everything coming down. Everything has to bow down to him. So you see how they're calling it. I don't even think this is what they're calling. They talk about in Revelation. In the Revelation and how there's a 3 days of darkness. There's no such thing. In Revelation, it talks about the moon, the sun, and the stars going to give up a third of their light. It's not saying they're giving up the whole thing. But when Father come up with that throne, the moon going to turn over to black. The sun going to turn over to black. And the stars going to fall down out of the sky. All because the master has taken a step onto the earth. See, people really don't understand that only one light can exist on this earth. And that's Yah. Now, if he ascended back, then the lights can exist. But all lights goes out. So I'm just trying to, in a way, trying to get y'all to just go in there and do your own study. To understand. I couldn't understand why they keep saying that terrible day of Yah. And I'm like, why do they keep saying it like that? Why they keep saying the day of the Most High Yah? The wrath, the day of the wrath of Yah. I know his wrath is down here now. But this way he coming down here. He's stepping down on the scene. Just imagine they down, let's say 15 foot down underground. They are, y'all. I know y'all don't know that and y'all don't want to accept it. That's why I say it's so much darkness on top of the earth. This is the reason why people don't believe what's underneath the earth. They don't believe that the elites and the wicked of the wicked is as wicked and evil and darkness as they are. That's why they got away with all this. I explained to y'all during the time that the migrants came over. Guess why they was letting them over? Because they were bringing children, y'all. 500,000 children never returned home. They never went back with the family. So where are they? See, people in this country sit back and don't say nothing. And when I say that, y'all got to understand the court system, the government system, the system in this country. They all know about it. And the people stand back and hate on each other. While the system is doing all this black darkness against you preparing for you. Look at the gas. They about to add this chemical to the gas. The only reason why they doing that, they trying to make you think that that's because the gas, the prices of gas. You see how dumb the people are in this country? To me, you see how dumb the people are in this country. The United States of America cannot go short on gas. They got too much of it. And the people in this country too dumb to know that. It ain't that they too dumb to not know it. They know it, but they too dumb to focus on the fact that, no, we ain't going to let y'all add this stuff to mess up our cars. They need to mess up your car. Just like I try to explain to people, I don't care if you had a house 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, it don't matter. They're coming to take your house from you. You see, but people thinking you just running your mouth. So I told the Father, I want to live to see it because I know that it's going to take place. It's going to take place because people think, oh, nobody can touch what I got. If you about serving you, we'll see. We'll see about that. Because what they're about to put in these people's cars, the cars will never be the same after this. These cars are never going to be the same. They're adding some sort of mess to it, y'all. Talking about so we won't run out of gas because the gas prices is up. But they only want to do it for 1 month. I see these couple of these, it's like 6 or 7 Europeans who said that they used to work for Social Security, SSI, the retirement and so on. And they've been on YouTube for almost a year now. Almost a year now. They all talk about how the government is going to slash the retirement money and the disability money going to get slashed. All these things. And they've been talking about it so long. And every week, y'all, every week, they come up with a different lie. Do you know why? They have mended into the people's mind. So they know now their check's going to get cut off. And you might as well accept it. See, they using brainwashing. Why? Because the people sitting back entertaining them. The people sitting back saying, oh, well, whatever. It's okay. It's good. As long as they don't bother minds now. But they're brainwashing your mind. So when it happened, you won't feel it. But you will hurt. Why? Because it's going to affect your living. You see? And the whole idea is let us brainwash them first. Because I keep saying, why are y'all on here constantly saying that? You've been on here for a whole year telling us how the system and the government and Trump going to do what they're going to do to our taxes. You notice when they kept talking about, oh, he's going to give you $5,000. He's going to get all the people $5,000. In the moment, they'll have 100 people on there saying it. After a while, 3 months later, you don't hear nobody else saying it. Then when something else come up, Donald Trump will push the button. Y'all go tell them again. They'll go tell y'all again and make y'all. It just shows you how weak this country really have been. You have to think of it like that because just think how all these people have gotten benefits in all these countries, dental, health service, all kind of things. But this is the only country robbing the people, and the people got their eyes wide open and can't see it. You don't see nothing wrong with that. You know why? Because the innocent blood that they have shed in this land. To get this land, to live on this land, to have what they have, to get what they got. Many spirits, slavery, life, blood was shed. This is the only country that has taken place to the highest level of the heavens, meaning the sky. So I can see why and how he's going to rumble here. I can see that makes a lot of sense because I look at it also as people won't say nothing. People won't try to fight up against wrongdoing. And that's something y'all don't understand. In this country, you sitting your tail up in here and you just like the country. You don't see no wrong in what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're conducting yourself, and how you're acting. You have become numb to the darkness that's in this country and how they have portrayed themselves. They shouldn't be taxing you. Found out that taxing you every year, taking taxes out of your money and all of this, that shouldn't have never been. But that's what this country been doing for so long. And who made it comfortable for them? The people. Who made it comfortable for them to take 500,000 Mexican babies, kids, cross the border and never return them? The people in this country. Let's make America great again. Take another 500. Matter of fact, take 1 million of our children. We're good. Because if you look up and do your study, you'll see how many children from this country alone are missing and have never been returned. Once they go missing, y'all, they are really, you might get 1 out of 100 that might show up. That's if you get it. But they've been doing it for so long, they are numb to the fact that you might know. So what you know? Y'all done let us do it all this time. What do y'all got to say about us drinking blood, eating flesh, and killing these babies and taking these sex trafficking? What for? We've been doing that for a long time. We've been doing it all over the world. We've been doing it in this country all this time. Y'all didn't say nothing. This is where they're at. This is the level of darkness that's in this land. So the wrath of Yah is about right. But what I said, when I saw how everything gonna cut up, just him stepping down, that right there, wait a minute, hold up, what's going on? Everything gonna fold. And he's already prepared to destroy. See, he's not coming down here to fight, y'all. How can you fight the one that creates you? It is not like flesh, and flesh, like the kids are now fighting their mothers and killing their fathers. No, this is the creator. I know a lot of y'all don't look at him like that, but who gives a rest behind the way you look? You looking cockeyed anyway. It don't matter. But it's no way. And for him to have to come down like that, it leads me to, I'm like, hey, that's what I'm talking about. Pull up. That's what I'm talking about. You see? That's what I, myself, is still at this point when he revealed all this stuff to me and how he's going to pull up. Hey, I'm going to pray that he continue to have his wrath. Even though I know he's going to. I'm going to glorify him in it. I'm going to magnify him in it. Probably try to rush him in it. Yes. Because it's I think that it's due. I think it's due. And the great thing about it is he's going to restore Mount Zion. So I do know before he come down on this country, he has to come down on Israel. He got to destroy all that over there. And he said, in Palestine, I'm going to kill you all. I was like, so they ain't, no, they were part in it all. And he said, every nation that shed the blood of Judah, I'm coming for you. Ain't that deep? Because he letting them know. And they already knew it. They already knew it. And he told the Palestinians, I'm coming for you too. That means that while they sitting over here fighting for Gaza and Israel, they just acting a fool and clowning. Because he got something prepared for them too. He gonna let them step in their scene. He's gonna let different things take its course. And then he gonna come down. Woo, let me step down now. Because that's what he's going to do. And he's going to restore the area. And let me tell y'all something that bothers me. Sister Deborah said this probably probably 10 years ago. I wasn't on here when I said it, but I have made one video on here. I might have made two, maybe more than two. I used to always say within myself, and I have spoken it on here before, years ago, they mess with the map. The map is not the map that y'all see. The map is not the map that y'all see. Like everybody hooping and hollering, talking about Africa. Africa, you'll tell somewhere it's set out. They tampered with Africa. They set it up the way they wanted you to believe it. They always controlled Africa. And if they always controlled Africa, they also controlled the map of Africa. That's a big lie. And that's one of the biggest lies that's on the face of the earth. Yes. It's all because I'm like saying to myself, why is it you to never figure out that there were people that were Ham, I would call, that was the first catcher of the Hebrews when they fled from their place of stay, home, and they captured them for the Arabians, and the Iran. See, they the one played the big role in it, y'all. And bring them up where they was with British. But I'm just saying they played a big role. And now they hiding behind, got y'all ignorant tails thinking, okay, the Muslim on the black people's side. That's why I know Judah is a very sick people. Because as I continue to hear what the Father was saying, they are a people you cannot tell nothing to. They don't follow instructions. They don't follow directions. They don't follow rules. They have an issue with rules, direction, instruction. And that's what Yah's built up on. Is that not what he gave Adam in the garden? A direction and an instruction and a consequences. Did he keep it? One. That's all he had. But Judah, there's something's wrong because they don't have no feel for nothing, the correct purpose of everything. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. They don't know, they don't have the feel to want what is right. So I was doing a study and I was thinking, I said, but Father, seemed like they ain't never wanted to do us right. So I wanted to just think that when he said that they were partially blind, partially. So that means they still could have seen, but they was partially, maybe half blind. But what I realized is the way that Israel is what allowed him to graft others in. A lot of you all never understood the parable of where he invited all his ones that he wanted to the feast, to the wedding feast, but none of them would come. That was Judah. That was a wedding feast. They wouldn't come. So he said, go out on the highways and byways and get whoever's that's willing to come to join the wedding feast. But see, this is what I believe, that if I speak as a prophetess in the wilderness and I'm assigned to Judah and Judah is not hearing, it leads me still to that same level. Something wrong with these people because he sent them. Now watch this, y'all. If we want to say, Father Yah, they are partially blind, just so the Gentiles can be grafted in. They're where they're at, just so they're the broken branches, just so the Gentiles can be grafted in. Then what were they before they got over here? You gave them that promised land, as you told Abraham you was going to do. Josh and them took them there and gave them the promised land, flowing with milk and honey, and you were there. They did the same thing that they're doing here. So it is a people that now either the Father got to let me know, is it you put that stupidity in them at that level? Did you put in them that stupidity, that ignorance, that sickness, that disobedience, that stiff neck, and that rebellion in them? So that's going to be my next study. That's what I want the Father to share with me, because it's so high level to where they don't see, they don't see nothing their nation or their tribe is doing. It is off the chain. So in it, I'm really trying to understand that. I know it said, now listen to this, it said that Yah has put the hearts of man in its place, in a sense. He put everybody's in their place in which they are in. So is it, or could it be, maybe you all can do the study too, that Judah is exactly where Yah placed him to be at that level of stupidity? So, but then when you do that, then you wonder, for what reason? To want them to not obey you, Father. For them to be stiff-necked to you, Father. For them to be rebellion toward you, Father. That's the other question. Because I heard it said that he's going to turn their unrighteous to righteous. So I'm wondering, is this a people that were designed to only step in a line of stupidity, ignorance, stiff-neck, rebellion, disobedient? Was it, I'm going to give you an example. When you go into Genesis and you see how, and I'm going there because I was taught what took place before the foundation of the world, in a sense. Just hear me out. And when I, being a young girl, a young teenager, my issue was, if you put two trees there, why would you put a tree so that they can choose outside of the good tree? Why not just leave the good tree and let them choose from that? You see? So to put a tree that's the opposite of who you are, then is that also a part of what took place in the kingdom? Yes. See, we look at it as the way the world is, and we say it's like this, it's like this, it's like that. But the Father wants us to know that something took place before the foundation of the world that has caused everything to be in the place that it is today. That's what I'm hoping that he teach me this Sabbath. And if he teach me something else, that's fine too. But I really wonder about that. And that's kind of heavy, because only one could have taught me what took place before the foundation of the world is the Ruach HaKodesh himself, the true teacher. And what he taught me well. So I can actually apply everything to the kingdom. I really can. I can lean to the kingdom for everything that's happening on the earth because of what happened and how he taught me what took place before the foundation of the world. And in it, I'm wondering, is it also people are who they were? Because when he got them to Mount Zion, listen to this, y'all, hear me out. Did y'all know when he got them to Mount Zion, even when he poured out his spirit, he cleaned them up and he gave everybody a new heart, and it was the strangers as well. But guess what? He told Judah and Israel, this does not take away your iniquity and your wrongdoing. And I say, well, hold on, wait a minute now. Hold up. When I hear, and it is not said just a one-time thing, it's always said to them. Isaiah said it to him several times. Ezekiel said it to him several times. Jeremiah said it to him several times. He forever telling them, just because I'm going to take you here don't mean that you're not going to pay the penalty. Mm-hmm. So it's going right back up to the kingdom. That which took place before the foundation of the world is it. It is the final it. So even taking us back to Mount Zion, you can read it. Read it. He said, but that does not take away your iniquity and your wrongdoing and the things that you did against me. I was like, go, Father, y'all, go. That's the stuff I be looking at. Because I'm trying to make it all make sense. Because to me, it's like, Father, it's like you created a world and everybody doing what you created them to do, but it's all against you, Father. That's how I see it. Everything everybody doing is against you. Is this the way you created it? Is that how the kingdom? You see? That's why he said, you come on in here. I'm gonna have to teach you in the wilderness somewhere. Come on in here. You ask too many questions. Because that's how I see it. I'm trying to figure it out. Even though I already know it. But I'm just still be like trying to make it make sense just so I can continue to live in the spirit and in the flesh on the earth. Being able to accept the bigger picture than just the picture in which the earth can really receive. I take on the bigger picture. I go up into the kingdom. Wait a minute, what's going on up here? Father Yah, what's going on up there? What went on up yonder, Father Yah? Okay? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. A lot of it does not make any sense on the earth. So the only way it makes sense to me, if I go back to the kingdom and take on what took place before the foundation of the world, that's what makes sense. But then when I think I heard it in there. It's about 6 or 7 times, and I'm gonna do a lesson on it where the Father is telling, no matter what I bring you out, you going over to Mount Zion don't mean it's gonna take away the things you done. I was like, wait a minute. So there is still the final judgment. Is watch what I'm saying. The final judgment is when you see Yeshua come after the battle, that the Father going to draw the fire from the sky and kill all of them on the battlefield right there at Mount Zion on the battlefield, and Yeshua going to come and collect all nations' spirits and set on his throne of his glory and separate the goats from the sheep. You see what I'm saying? The goats from the sheep. That means all nations, all spirits is going to be separated into the area of eternal. Maybe that's it. That's where it's at. Because I'm gonna make sure I do a lesson. Let me write that down. I'm gonna do a lesson on it so y'all can hear it says how it says that Yah said it does not take away. Because you come to Mount, it doesn't take away. So it's somewhere along the line in the kingdom, it's still measuring what you did on the earth. Because the eternal was supposed to be based on what you did down here on the earth. Because if you did it on the earth, then that should dictate where your eternal is to be. You see? But if he takes you and keep his promise that he's going to take you and let you live a certain place in holy, but even after you live in that place, the flesh still got to die. And it's still going to be based on what? The kingdom that really knew who you really were. You see? So it's taking it back to the throne. Do he destroy people on Judah and Israel behalf? Sure. Which I don't understand, the price that we pay is going to be 2. Why? Because it's 2 parts to us. We got to pay the penalty in the flesh, and we got to pay the penalty in the spirit. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people are getting away with it in the flesh because they think there's nothing to it but to live the way they feel that they want to live in the flesh. But there's a penalty because people don't, that's why they put soul there, so you'll never know the two that's going to be measured is the flesh and the spirit. He said that what you do in the flesh shall be liable in the flesh. That what you do in the spirit shall be liable in the spirit. He didn't say nothing about no soul. You see? So even with that there alone is also pretty much showing you that there's still more to it than what we want to really make it here on the earth. You see what I'm saying? It's more to it than that. And I even saw, listen to this. Now, watch this here. In Amos chapter 3, verse 7, it says, truly, surely, Yah will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servant, the prophets. You see? To where you had all these prophets and these prophetess talking about this yang, doodle mess, and the world is eating it up. Why? Because they fascinated with lie. They fascinated with darkness. So this is what they want. But I sat back and I said, wait a minute. Here it is in Amos. But when I get here to Revelation chapter 10, in Revelation chapter 10, and let me get it out. I got it on the wrong place. Watch this here. In Revelation chapter 10, let me get it. Oh, here it is. In Revelation chapter 10, verse 7, it says, but in the days of the voice of the seven the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of Yah should be finished. The mystery of Yah should be finished. Let's go back up to verse 6. Let's just do it right. Revelation chapter 7, and let's start from verse 6. And I swore by him that liveth forever and ever, who created the heavens and the things that therein are, and the earth. Watch this here. And the earth, the things that therein are, and the sea. He created all of this, and the things which there are therein. Now watch this here. That there should be time no longer. This is what I've been telling y'all about the time. That don't exist no more. But listen to what does. But, verse 7, in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, he's beginning to sound, when he begin to sound, the mystery of Yah should be finished. Should be finished. As he has declared it to his servants, the prophets. When you go back to Amos chapter 3 and verse 7, surely Yah will do nothing, but he reveals secret unto his servants, the prophets. So this is the reason why you got all these people jumping up proclaiming to be prophets and prophetess. He's not revealing things to them. Because why? They telling you about visions and dreams. You see, they so hung up on their visions and dreams. That's not what he said here. But guess where they got that from? That happens when you're in Mount Zion. He said he will pour out his spirit upon all your daughters and sons, and they shall prophesy, and old men shall dream dreams, and young men shall see vision. Guess when he said that what would be? In the last days. You see? So it was not when Peter and them came on the scene. But what I'm showing you is how long we as human beings have taken on the lie and have magnified all the lies here on the earth and are content and feel okay to continue to teach it to people. That's how people want it. They want the lie. They don't know nothing else to want but the lie. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 29. Deuteronomy chapter 5. Oh, that's 4. Verse 29. Oh, that there was such a heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Oh, that there were such a heart in them. Verse 30 says, go say to them, get you into your tents again. Now, what is this talking about? Yah will use Moses to teach Israel. Did it work? Was Moses able to teach Israel? Anybody? Was Moses able to teach Israel? It's concerning something you were talking about earlier. Oh, okay, because I don't know what it is. Oh, that there were such a heart in them that they would fear me. I think he's actually saying maybe there that they don't have that heart, but oh, if they had it, they would really fear him. I think that's what he's saying. Only if they had it. So, but when I see that, I say, well, okay, Father, can we go? Can you and I come talk? Can we go back to the kingdom? You know, that's where I'm coming. Can we go back to the throne, to the kingdom? Because if it is on the earth what it is in the kingdom, it ain't important that I should know what the kingdom chose on the earth, but it'll sound good to know a little something about that. Would you say he wasn't? Okay, he wasn't. Okay. Oh, that there was such a heart in them. And I think that's what he's saying, that they didn't have a heart in them, that they would fear him, you know, and that heart is that spiritual heart. And I think that's what Deuteronomy 25 and 29 is saying. Oh, that there were such a heart in them. I'm thinking that's what he said. And verse 28, and Yah heard the voice of your words when ye spoke unto me. And Yah said unto me, I have heard the voices of your words of this people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. Oh, that there were such a heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always. So I'm thinking that's what it said. I'm thinking that's what it said. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what it says. Okay, you guys, anybody have any question? Questions? We have a few minutes for questions. Anybody? So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in this evening. Hope you got something out of it, because I sure did come that Sabbath day. He really blessed me, and I'm going to look forward. I'm already looking forward to the next Sabbath. Really. Oh, so I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, you all be blessed this evening, and shalom and shalom. I will be back.